It's October 7th, 2021. I just got back from the Marie Curie Park in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. They fly a flag in the park that looks like this symbol and seal. They also have a orange, blue, and white seal symbol that the mayor flies. And then they have a New York City Parks Department, which looks similar to the Canadian flag with the leaf only, except it's in a chartreuse Greenland color that's on my Rapoggle. It should be a match on color signatures, in case the word label doesn't add up just right. It's a bizarre greeny yellow color, like a lemon lime. Anyway, so I was at the park, and interesting thing happened. There's a boy in the mixture of New York City children that are here. He looks, well, his name is Alan, A-L-A-N, or so he says. I did not give him this label. He took it upon himself to beseech me with that label. So now, he shows up, apparently 2 days ago, wants to play. I'm normally hovering over my son, so I'm a little confused how I was not aware of this, but there are times where I go a little distant in the perimeter. The second day he came and my son said he didn't want to play with him, apparently I found out from SOPHIA. I can't confirm that Anthony said it. I didn't see it happen, but this is my Mayan calendar, baby. So now, which I call Cat Scratch, since I'm Catarousa, Catwoman in Gotham. So now, yesterday, SOPHIA comes up to me. Now, SOPHIA is a leather, very, in lineage, really, with Maria Mirza. I mean, again, Maria grew up across the street from me. We played together. We never had a problem personality-wise. And we're not like the housewives of any of the shows on television. There is no story to tell of Maria and my relationship. There really isn't. It's just a text on a birthday, perhaps, once a year. We don't hang out. We don't, whatever. So, but we're amicable. No reason why not to be. So now, and I guess in human terms, she's the person I've known the longest that's not family. That's all. So, so let's see. So I was kind of born with an eyewitness, because she's born 2 weeks ahead of me. Whatever. Lifelong eyewitness protection program. Whatever. I don't pay her, she doesn't pay me. We're good. So now, SOPHIA looks like she could be a cousin of Maria's by, like, lineage. And but SOPHIA's got more of my personality in the sense that it's quiet strength, which Maria kind of lacks. Maria's more like wishy-washy. Like, I think Maria plays whatever in whatever for a lifelong tale, I suppose, that doesn't come around often. So now SOPHIA comes to me yesterday and says to me that Anthony doesn't want to play with this kid Alan. She's like, don't say anything now while he's at the park, but like when you get home, like maybe you can mention it to him and say, like, it's really not nice. Like, Alan's just sitting there and like he doesn't know why you don't want to play with him. And I was like, that's interesting. I mean, at that point, I didn't know who Alan was at all. I was just like, Alan. Like, I couldn't place who it was. I'm like, yeah, okay. And so then I said to her, I was like, really? I was like, because I didn't see that happen, but, I was like, and again with Anthony, I don't really, like, get involved. I was like, he just might not like his personality. Like, I mean, he gets he really likes Costa, and he's kind of possessive of his relationship with Costa. Maybe he just didn't want to play. I mean, like, did it affect Costa? Like, I mean, like, that's where I would have to, like, dig a little deeper into this nonsense, but whatever. So then, today, again, and Nucci says, my son Anthony says, I don't want to play with you. Apparently, I, again, missed this. But I was closer in distance to my son, where I picked up on it right away, because Adam's mother comes over, and she's like, and she's aggressive at my son in, why don't you want to play with him? And my son's like, I don't know, I just don't want to play with him. And so she's like, well, if you don't play with him, then Adam's not going to play with you. My son's like, all right. I mean, like, my son's playing with Costa anyway. So, and Adam's like an independent kid. Like, he's not real clingy. So my son's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so they walked off, like, in a huff. And then, like, 2 minutes later, not even 2 minutes later, Adam runs back to the boys' circle and is like, whoa, I don't know what that was about. I didn't tell my mom that I wasn't going to play with you. Can I still play? Can I still be friends? And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, like, you can't force a kid to be friends with somebody he doesn't want to be friends with. And 2 days ago, I heard from Sophia, the mom, Alan comes up and told my son Anthony that it's racist because he doesn't want to play. Now, here's the thing. I told Sophia today, I go, here's where I have a problem. I said, I had several nannies. Two of them came from out of country through a program called Cultural Au Pair with J2 visas. One from Argentina, one from Brazil. I didn't have a problem. And they lived with me. I said the third one claimed she was Japanese, and she looked like she could have been related to this kid Alan today that I saw for whatever. Looks like it could have been her nephew or whatever. Same leather. So I'm like, so my son had her, and I had someone like Alan in the house. I was like, and if my son says he doesn't want to play with the boy, it's just because he doesn't want to play with him. I was like, there's nothing more to it. I said, so, I was like, I'm not really going to get involved and force him to. I was like, and here's the other thing, Sophia. I was like, I've had in this park my son experience full body paralysis and urinate all over himself. And she's like, where? I was like, in this park. I said, out of nowhere, he froze up, couldn't move, and he was like he's 8 or 9 at this point, and then he wound up wetting himself, which I know is a biological terrorist attack by advanced weaponry. So now I'm like, and I said, and at that time, there were representatives here from the city in different color leather. I was like, as a witness to my son going through this biological attack, almost like as if they knew, and it wasn't my color leather. I was like, so that's been documented at this park. I said, and if you take a look around this park, Sophia, I was like, right behind you, it looks like a radioactive molecule, which I call like Jimmy Neutron, because it's in that cartoon for the kids. I was like, if you look up over there, it looks like a honeycomb or soccer ball or like a fly's eye, like on like a dome. I was like, and then over there's references to planets and things. I was like, there's a whole radioactive and planetary field to this park. I was like, also, something happened here in 1950s. I don't know what, but it says on the stone over there who was documented. And then something happened in 1999 where they committed some funding, and then this part of the park, whatever. I was like, and Giuliani was here at that point. So there's your person who knows what's going on in the city. And it's on a stone, and it's at the entrance to the New York City park with this flag flying along with a couple of other sealed symbols. I was like, so, again, biological attacks on my son are happening. I said, and then, just so you're aware, my mother has something called night terrors. She'll be sleeping and screaming like she's protecting the kids from something or someone. And then sometimes I'll go in and see if she's okay. And she's like, oh my God, was I screaming? And I'm like, yeah. And that's been documented by my person. I was like, and between sleep paralysis, dream, parallel dimension, quantum mirrors, some quirk, some parallel dimensions, some paranormal science, some physique, some other things. I was like, I don't get involved in personal paradigm and arguments. I try to stay out of it, even with my own children. If he's dismissive and doesn't want to get involved with this one child, it has nothing to do with his home life. It has to do with a personality issue. He just doesn't want to be with the kid. And as far as I can see, the kid's got, like, no personality. Like, there's nothing, like, binding to him. Like, he's not an effervescent. He's not, like, super aggressive. He's not super retractive. He's just mundane. And my son just doesn't want to participate. That's it. Let it go. I was like, but unfortunately, in this humanness, for some reason, my son and I are getting punished. And that's a problem. So I'm just documenting it. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. I'm star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Catarusa. And it's October 7th, 2021 in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I also heard one of the fathers on his phone with somebody saying something about its domestic terrorism. So I know some of the people get abstract or slim chance or like whatever, like information that work in the local area. I just don't know what their profession is, and I don't have access to the same level of networking connections and education as they do. I'm just working the field day by day in a reactionary, trying to get to special circumstance, special task force Mark, who I was taken from in marital bed in order to go into this debris field I never wanted, and he never wanted, in something that I had a name called an Oort cloud due to Romer and Tiafrio, and zero progress, because I don't belong with either one of them, but now there's kids involved being my four. And then there's like a whole population of humans that are really not important as far as our love story goes, but apparently they're in some position now that's inside the story somehow, which means very little to me. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Catarusa.